Good evening, it's Dave. I am going to go over a trade that I entered today in the process of how I did it. That is UPST. The setup is buying the earnings gap. As you can see here, UPST had a huge move on earnings. Next day, sold off. Following day, gap down. And ever since that gap down, all it's done is consolidated and chopped sideways. Buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Today is day 7. So a week and a half of trading and consolidating within this 72.30 to $66 level. Okay, you can see this is kind of time correcting. It's not necessarily a price correction, I'd say. I don't know, maybe you can call it a price correction. I consider a price correction like maybe instead of just this huge gap down, it will continue just to slowly kind of sell off at an angle compared to just gapping down and then chopping sideways. So I'm going to consider that a time correction, letting the 10 EMA catch up. You can see that this gap here, right, it was tagged on this green day, and that was also at the 10 EMA. Either way, this gap has remained unfilled. If this was not a strong gap up, it would not be consolidating and accepting price up here. So this is a sign of strength. If it was a weak gap up and people were just going to sell off into the whatever their I have no idea how their earnings were. I don't know, don't care. I look at the chart. Okay. If it were a weak reaction, just an overdone reaction for no future growth, no future excitement, whatever it might be, this would have sold off most likely and then close that gap, and then even maybe, I don't know, continue on down. But you can see this short float here, this 28% short float. Here, this is where shorts, any quote-unquote trapped shorts, they're not really trapped, they can cover at any time, right, whenever they choose to do so. But whenever there's supply, they're the first ones to cover. And when the shorts cover, that provides buying, and that buying provides stability. So there has been price stability for the past 7 trading days. Price stability attracts new longs. So now new longs are coming in, sucking up even more supply. Then the shorts are seeing that there's less supply, so they start covering, which creates more buying, right? This is what I'm basing this market mechanics off of, and what I see that may be coming. And so new buyers and short covering is going to propel price upwards, okay? Short covers, that creates a buying. Now, we still have this gap that is not filled. It poked into it on this day, on the 18th. So this gap still needs to be filled. This is still a supply area, but this is also a demand area here. There's still buy orders in here. And you can see the lack of filling the gap is, shorts cover first when there's supply. So I like that it is time correcting to the 10 EMA. The 10 EMA is catching upwards, okay? So what I did is I'm going with the new tactic because I'm putting in a lot of time and a lot of work to find my focus lists and to see what is setting up for the week. And then I review each night how the names are setting up, and then I'll go on like X or my X watch list that I have that everybody pokes out, tosses names out, and I'll see what happened there. And so I spent a lot of time doing this stuff, and I want to be paid for it. I don't want to just sit by and watch anymore because I feel like I have a good grip on this stuff. I just need to work on a better way to execute. And because when I'm working with patients during the day, I don't have time to just be on my phone, man. Oh, look at that, UPST tag $69. That's a nice little pullback spot. Oh, let me buy there. Let me calculate how many shares I gotta buy based off my risk level, and then I gotta put in a bracket order to get my stop loss. It's just no, I can't do it unless if I have some random time during the day. And so what I'm gonna start doing is I'm going to start putting in my buy and stop orders ahead of time. Now, most people might say, man, not the best idea. You want to look at the market and what the market is doing that day, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I get it. I understand that, but it's a choice that I am taking and that I am willing to risk because of the names that I am looking at and the setups that I'm looking at. And what this is also allowing me to do, and instead of getting wrapped up in the hustle and bustle of the open market while I'm at work. It allows, like, just sitting here looking at clear charts, charts that aren't moving, price ticker ain't going up and down. It's just more calming. You hear all the professional traders say that it's true. So I need to find a way to take advantage of that, and I think this is the best way I can do that at the moment in time. And so it allows me to enter my orders with a clear thought process of no pressure and say, all right, I'm trading on a freaking daily time frame. This is what also got me going on. It was my CVNA, my mistake on my last trade where I entered. I put my stop loss. It was a day trade, right? It was a swing trade based on the day time frame, but I put my stop loss on a 30-minute time frame. I got whipped out, and then all it did was run without me. And if I put my stop loss where it's supposed to be and not just succumb to the pressure of me, oh, I think I have a good entry, let me make money real quick, it's tight stop loss, blah, blah, blah. It's just stupidity, right? And so this is going to help me just be more clear-minded in setting my stop losses where they should be on a structural time frame based on like important daily levels. And it's also going to allow me to get better entries within those daily levels, because here's the thing, I'm spending a lot of time doing this and I miss 90% of my stuff that I prep for anyways. And so, you know, I don't have an opportunity to get in throughout the day. I've already said this. And so if I do this, I either get tagged in and then tagged out on the same day, which requires that trade to break a strong low on the daily time frame based off of my setups, or price doesn't come down to my entry level of where I think would be a good entry level, and I don't get in. Well, guess what? I wouldn't freaking get in anyways, because I miss this stuff and I'm working. And so I think this gives me a good opportunity to actually get in at better prices than with better stop losses, placement that is, with a better clarity and mind after the market when I'm not working, when the market's closed and the charts aren't jumping around. And so if I miss it, I miss it. Big freaking whoop. I got names I'm gonna go over real quick here that I'm prepped for tomorrow. I just need to put the orders in if I choose to do so. I'm not sure if I will. I'm not sure how NVDA is doing. I guess with earnings and whatnot. But so yeah, that's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna put my orders in ahead of time, my stop losses in ahead of time. If I get tagged in, great. If I get tagged in, then tagged out, whatever. That means, you know, the trade thought process was wrong. If I don't get tagged in for my order because price just went without me, well, guess what? That's freaking happening every day anyways. You can't catch them all. Unless you're Ash from Pokemon, right? LOL, JK. So yeah, that's what I'm starting. I'm gonna put my stuff in order, or my stuff in earlier. Okay, let me go over some names that I'm looking at. So on here, TradingView, I have my ready to enter list. Snow is not one of them. I've been looking at Axon. Okay, I like the earnings play. Big gap up. Gap is not filled. These white lines, I just have structures on the 30-minute chart, so you can look at what I'm looking at here. Basically just ranges, right, and where supply is being found. So we have a gap that is not filled in here. This green line is the anchor VWAP from earnings. You can see that price just continues to chop around anchor VWAP. Time correcting, letting the 10 EMA catch up. So what could be a decent entry is maybe something down here. A 599 would be pretty decent if we got a strong move, like a quick selling move in the morning, tags me in. I put my stop loss like way down here at 585. That would require enough supply from these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trading days to break that, right? And it hasn't gone underneath this anchor VWAP yet. So maybe that's what it needs, is to be shakeout. Now a shakeout of this anchor VWAP and a close back in, that would be a nice setup with the stop below that. But that's the idea, right? DESP, I thought about entering this yesterday. Oh, look at that. Broke this level at the last 30 minutes of the day. I thought about putting a stop order, an entry order somewhere around this range. So I probably would have gotten tagged in. It was actually at the 17 level. That's what I was looking at. I was going to put an order in at the 17 level with a stop loss below this rounding bottom here. Maybe, actually, no, I lied. It was 630. I was going to give that even gap a little bit of room. So 17 to 630, below all of this stuff, right? The pressure that I succumb to is I would want to enter here and put a stop loss here, or I would have wanted to enter here and risk this low here, these higher lows on the 30-minute time frame when I'm swinging on the daily. It doesn't make sense. I need to stop doing it. PLTR. Looking at the daily here, you can see this. We all know this thing's been ripping, right? If you've been in the markets. So nice earnings, staying above. Now it's just consolidating sideways. It's been 3 inside days. 2 inside days since the beginning of this week. So it's just been chopping in Monday's range. So I'm looking for a break of whatever way. You can see it's time correcting, letting 10 EMA catch up. A decent entry, you know, if it wants to sell off, maybe it taps the average volume here, if that wants to load. Maybe it tags this volume node here at 6150, call it, and you can put a stop loss below Monday's low at 58, right? EXPE, I like the gentle kind of selling, kind of flag look to the 10 EMA after this earnings gap up. Just did nothing but sold off. The only thing that I don't like is that it's underneath the VWAP here, but it went from red to green today. Couldn't break down yesterday's low. If you put an anchor VWAP on the low of yesterday, well, I'll just do that. You can see that price is most likely above it. Yeah, price is above it, right? So it's respecting the lows there. And now it's above that there. This anchor VWAP from the lows of this day. So I was watching it. I'll just delete that. It doesn't matter right now. And so, you know, we probably find some supply here, maybe a little pullback down here back to 180 or so. But, you know, putting an entry at 177 at this anchor VWAP following, putting stop loss at 175 below these lows. Pretty decent risk area. VRT, I got a couple of these looks. Yesterday, large move on volume, and then following rest day. Today would have been a good second day entry setup. As you can see that it respected the VWAP from yesterday. It just never got over today's VWAP. Well, it closed over today's VWAP. It just pinched, right? So watch for continuation on VRT. You can put a stop loss below today's low at 134. So I'm you know, thinking about that. Amazon, it's testing the breakout area, okay? Testing the breakout area, retest here, and it's an inside day. So just watching that. Toast, another big move, kind of a rest day. It did break today's high though, but sorry, I can't talk long day. It ended with a bottom day tail. So that's a decent look. Not on the top of my list out of all of these, but a nice look. PanW, this is a nice pullback to the 20 EMA. Big volume on earning. Was that this morning? No, it's tonight. So we'll see what happens with this. It's not loading. I'm not going to waste my time looking at it. VST, big move. Kind of a rest day. Broke today's high. Nice bottoming tail. Not the best look out of them all, in my opinion. Tesla, I'm already in Tesla from Friday from 320. I'm letting this thing ride. We have 2 inside days. So since Monday, just been chopping sideways, consolidating. If it breaks this, I will probably add. But I'm not just going to go willy-nilly and just, what am I doing here? Just add just cause. And then, of course, NVDA, right? I think it's down like 2% after hours or something right now. But I'll be watching this just because it's simply NVIDIA and it is the mover of the market. So that's my plan. Entering ahead of time when the market's not on, when I'm not at work, when my brain's not being pulled in 10 different directions. So I'm already prepped, already prepared, have everything in. If it works, great. If it doesn't, whatever. I would have missed it anyways. Thanks for your time. Hopefully it's helpful. Hopefully create some thoughts in your process and how you can change things. Just work at it every day. You guys can get what you want. There's nothing better than just to freaking work for it. It will be worth it. yeah, manage your risk. Thanks for your time. Later.